so we're going to work on the core 4 positions. This is to go from white to blue belt, and these are the 4 positions that you're probably going to be in the most. And I'll go ahead and start. So this is going to be your guard position. So Ben's going to be inside of my guard. When I have my legs, I want to try to wrap them up as high as I can. I don't want them to be low. So I wrap up as high as I can. So this is the guard position if I'm on the bottom. Right now he's in top position of the guard. Position number 2 will be side control. Couple different variations. This is side control. I'm on top, he's on the bottom in the side control. I can do a cross body. I can put my hand underneath his head, or I can put my elbow up above and block his hip here. So this is side control, me on top, he's on the bottom half of side control. Next is mount. So this is number 3, mount position. He's in bottom mount, top mount position. And last one is back. Fix the camera. I get my hooks inside right here. I do not cross my feet. I keep my hooks in. I like to get one underneath and one over. So this is the back position. So these are going to be our core 4 that we're going to be working on. These are your main positions, and you'll probably be here the most, especially in your white to blue. I'm going to show 3 attacks. All right, I'm going to show you the arm bar. I'm going to show you the triangle. I'm going to show you the kimura. So I want you to be able to put these 3 into a sequence and use the setups to pretty much land any submission you want. So these are going to be 3 attacks for you. The first one's going to be the arm bar. So from the guard, remember, I don't want my legs low. I want my legs high as possible, all right? Higher knees, higher legs, the better. Feel the difference in pressure? Okay, so the first little setup for the arm bar is I want to grab on the same side. So my left hand grabs here, or right hand is here. My left hand will be here. I like to come underneath and I hook the tricep. If there's the gi here, this is also good. This will teach you where to put your hands, and you can also grab the material here. So without one, I grab here. So Steve, you can keep your hands. Wrist, tricep. Now, I'm gonna put my foot in the hip and I pull this across. Now from here, I lift my leg and I turn my body. Now from here, I wrap my leg around, I pinch these down, and I lift until I get the submission. One more time. This is our arm bar for guard. Now for the triangle, I grab both wrists right here. I want to push one and I pull one. So I push and pull. Whatever one gets pushed, that's the same side of the leg I'm going to throw up over, and I start with my trap. I'm not going to go directly into the submission. All right, from here I lift my hips, I pull this over, I sink down. Grab my shin, not my foot. Grab my shin, I post on the hip, and now from here, I come under his arm and I turn my body and I get the angle just like the arm bar. I lift and I hook my toes here. I pinch my knees together and pull the head down. That's going to be for the triangle. One more time. Push and pull, lift and grab. Right here. Okay? Arm over to the side, hug underneath, grab my shin. I turn my angle, I throw this up and I pinch. And I get the tap. Last one will be the kimura. I take my hands just like this. So from up, I roll them in, and I'm going to push these out as I pull my knees in. So if I push these out, I pull my knees in so his hands touch the ground. Whenever the hand's on the mat, you can get the kimura. I grab right here. This elbow comes over top, and I get my grip right here. If you can, get your grip, move your hips a little bit out to the side, and sit up, and now grab from here. I fall back, my foot comes down, I change my angle, and I grip. I now come on top, and I push this to the back of his head. Hugging my own wrist. That's the kimura. One more time. I open, and I pull. These come down, grip, this hand cuts across, and like I said, if you can, hold, move your angle, now grip. Here, I move, and I got the kimura from guard. I'm going to give you guys a series of 3 sweeps now. The first one's going to be the flower sweep from here. So I'm inside of the guard. Now what I want to do is I want to control this like I'm doing an arm bar. Now I can grab the sleeve, and I can grab here, or I can grab like this. So this will work for gi or no gi. I lift my hips and I pull this arm over like I'm gonna do my arm bar. Now from here, this one that was holding the wrist traps the arm, and this hand right here is gonna shoot down like if I'm putting my hand in my pocket, and I'm gonna hug his leg. So now as I hug these, I open my legs and I turn to the side. Now like this, I'm using my right foot to rock him over, and I'm holding onto this arm. This leg sweeps under, this one kicks over. See how I hold on the entire time? I have this leg. See how I don't let go? Now I can transfer over to mount. I'm right on top. Again. Grab, grab, lift, and pull. Now, you can also hug here. If there's a gi, you can hug here on the sleeve. My hand comes underneath, and like I said, I'm hugging. Now, as I open my legs, I'm rotating my body around. So I'm loading him up on my hamstring, and I'm chopping this one down, and I'm holding this. So now I land in the mount position. That's the flower sweep. Next one is gonna be the scissor sweep. Watch what I do from here. I open this here. So I open, grab. For no gi, I grab the back of the head. Now, I can grab the wrist if it's no gi. If it's gi, I hold here. My opposite foot comes down, and I move my hips. I get my knee in front. See how my leg isn't flopped down? I keep this on his hip, or right here, or connected. So it's not flop, it's on top, or I have a connection. I come up, and I wanna pull him on top of me. As I do this, I bring this leg down, and I chop, and I kick this one over like a pair of scissors. That's why it's called the scissor sweep. So as I'm here, I push in, I come back, I chop, and I kick. Now from here, I go right on top, mount position. A variation from here, again, open, grab. Now you have your sleeve. We're controlling one side of the body. My foot comes down, I move, and I bring this up to here. If it's a big, strong person, you take this this foot, you put it on your knee, and I'm gonna blow this straight out. Boom, I kick this out. Now all I have to do is roll, and I get on top for mount position. Last one is gonna be the bump sweep. So from here, in this position, I do the same thing as the Kimura setup. I lift my hips, I pull my hips and I put this to the side. Now, this hand, instead of reaching and grabbing, I wanna actually punch up. I wanna get off my elbow, get onto my hand. So I open my guard, I come here. I'm in this wide position, I hug the arm, and I lift my hips. I kick this leg up, and I pull this one through. I circle back to mount. One more time, I open, and I pull. Pop right here, I sit up. So I'm using momentum from here. Another little trick is if you are in this position from the scissor sweep, and they sit back, come up with them, and take your hips up. This foot will kick, and I come over, and I circle. I'm gonna hit you with 3 guard passes from here. First one, we have to understand how to stand up in the guard. So go ahead and grip those guard up, Steve. Now, from here, I take both his lapels with one hand. This hand's on the pants. I grab pointer finger and thumb. Elbows in, and I'm looking up. See how I'm sitting flat? I wanna be like an anchor. I don't wanna be like a buoy. I wanna be really, really heavy from here. Now, there's 2 ways. You can stand up pushing here, or you can put both hands in the armpits like this. I like this. Just be careful of submissions on both, all right? So the extension. Now from here, I can jump, or I can step. So now from here, I have this open in the guard. Now how I'm gonna pass is I wanna line up my foot, my knee, my hip, and my head. So now I have this angle. If I wanna push this one down, I need to step back with that foot. So now when I'm here, this opens. So this is the starter for everything. I come down, this is the staple pass. This foot is actually stapled around it. This one's here. I hug his neck on the same side, not opposite. I hug on the same side. Now from here, I reach up and I push this knee down and I slide this up right to full mount. Second sequence. I come up, perfect from here. That's the jump up instead of the step. Now from here, I look up, I line them up, and I break this. This one's gonna be the reverse step. This knee comes over top. Now watch how I do this hand. Instead of hugging, I put my elbow all the way over. This hand comes back, and it gives it a big hug. This one is gonna reverse step out. Now watch my feet. I should say my hips. I line up from here. So this one is holding here, and I'm stepping over and clearing. This hand drops down, and I'm coming right to side control. My last one. We're here. From here, I step back, I open this up. Now, I'm gonna slide my knee like a baseball slide here. As this hits, it goes over, and I'm gonna turn right on top. 3 really quick passes. These are some escapes from side control, really easy to get. So from here, I'm in the worst case scenario, okay? I have to get underneath his body to move. If I'm stuck up like this, I have nothing. Elbow in, I move my feet, and I get this knee on the inside, so now I'm making space. This hand can't stay here, it needs to punch across, and I'm grabbing right here. Now from here, I'm gonna push my knee and my elbow, so I'm straightening my body away. This leg is gonna come up top. If you don't have the mobility to get this knee through, put your foot down, make a little bit of space, now connect to the top. Now from here, I can move my body, and I work back to guard. The next one is going to be fighting up to the turtle position. So I'm stuck here, I do the same thing. Elbow in, get this hand in front, I'm going to push my body, and I get my knee. Now as I push this away, he's heavy. I can't just push myself away now. I have to dive for the leg that I'm connected to on the far side. Okay, so I'm going for that far leg. This is up here. This hand is going to swim under, and I rock my leg up. So he's pushing way down on me. I rock, and I come up from here. I attack this far leg by either grabbing the ankle or I can grab the knee. I pull these under, and I take him down. My recommendation is to walk away from the front of the knees, so you're taking the back. Last one, the slip out, or the spin out, whatever you want to call it. Both arms are over. Now from here, I take this hand that's closest to his belt. Normally I say never give your back. This one is a little bit different. So from here, I take my hand, I punch it all the way down, so now I'm hugging the back. Now like this, I'm actually throwing like an uppercut with my right arm, and I'm rolling away from him. So he's trying to hold me down here, and I punch this one up, and I hit. Just like this, and I can come out right on top. Side control. Let me give me 3 attacks from here. My favorite one, first and foremost, key lock. Really easy to get. So in this position, I have side control. What I want to do with the hand that's down by his belt is I give his elbow a little push, and then I learn it up to his wrist. So I lean up to here, I start to push this down, I get this on top, and I pin it all the way flat. Okay? My hand comes underneath, I grab my own wrist, I suck everything in, and I'm pulling this down to his hip, and I lift right here. So that's going to be the first one. Next is going to be the Kimura. So I'm in this grip right here. I do the same thing. I push this one up, and now I have this wrist. I start to push it down, but he turns his hand over. You switch your grip. So instead of me holding it with this, I'm now holding it with the bottom one. I come under, and I get my grip right here. I turn my hips, so I'm going to be stepping up over his head, and I pull him back, and I take it down. So this is a shoulder lock. Okay, last one from here is going to be a straight arm lock. So from that Kimura grip, I'm just like this. I'm going to sit, but the opposite way. So now I'm sitting on top of him here. I pull this arm up, and I want to come through. I grab my own belt. So I'm literally from this hand that's wrapped around, I actually am grabbing my own physical belt. Now I'm taking this, and I'm pushing his hand straight to the floor. So if he tries to come up into me, I'm pushing this one down. So it goes from here. I couldn't get it, he straightens his arm, I pull this up, and I switch my hips. I grab my own belt, and I push it straight down, straight arm lock. 3 attacks. I want to show you guys some escapes from out. So if he grabs with this hand, he can either be grabbing my throat, he can grab with both right here, or he can grab here. The same thing will apply. So if I am getting double choke from here, I want to grab just like this. Looks very similar to doing an arm bar, huh? Okay, so from here, if he grabs, if he has one, I do the same thing, okay? You can grab this as well. This is also acceptable. I like to be here because now I have this crunch in the arm. That's my preference. Now, if he grabs like this, you can grab up here, or you can grab here. As long as you're trapping This is good because you can get used to grabbing and rolling. If you can just grab these though, also good. I take my foot and I trap on the same side. Here's why, it's like a table. 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. Okay, this one's trapped, this one's trapped. Now I'm gonna look to my left and I tuck my ear, nice and tight. So you're gonna go ahead and resist. Now I bridge up nice and high. Now all I have to do is turn over. Just like this. That's your trap and roll. Next is gonna be the hip escape, all right? The hip escape from here, I do something kind of similar, but it only works if his hands are in the ground. So if he's here in this position, he's now holding on to me. I want to take my forearm and I put it across his belt, not down. Here I actually have like a strong base, and I push this here, I reinforce, and I get my elbow inside this really strong frame, and it looks just like this. So I frame here, I lay my leg flat that's on the side I want to escape to. So this leg goes all the way flat. I turn and I get up on my side, I push this down with my elbow, and I hook. Now I hook this one through, I have my grip, I push it down, keeping my hands in to protect myself and my frame. My elbow drops down, my knee comes up, and I push myself away. Now I'm back to guard. Last one will be a little bit of like a headlock kind of thing for mount. So if someone's gripped onto you and they're like this and they're super tight and they have their head isolated, the first thing I want to do with my head is I pin it down. Now I'm trapping this arm on the same side. Go ahead and throw in your grapevine hooks. So he's gonna hook both of my feet and you feel like you can't hip escape, you're actually in a good position. I'm gonna straighten the opposite foot and I pull it in from here. I punch, hold, and roll towards the side that's trapped. Then from here, I wanna reach up and pull my head out. 3 attacks from the mount. So from here, we're gonna start out armbar. We did some basic manipulations. Let me show you how to finish it from here. So I'm gonna grab opposite side, up in the collar. I get my grip right here, and I put my hand up top. When this hand's up here, I now pull my left knee up to that hand that posted. So this hand's down, my knee comes up. Now from here, I can push his face away, but before I do it, I push my elbow, or his elbow over, and I pull this one in. I wrap this leg around. Now this is the arm I'm going to attack. I lean, I get a good grip, just like this. I step over the head. Now, I fall back, I hold, pinch my knees together, foot down, and I come back for straight arm lock. So that'll be our first one. His hands are in nice and tight. I go like this, arms are gonna go straight, and I lean onto it. I'm dropping this down all the way. I come underneath, I get my grip. You can use your thumbs or no thumbs. People have different preferences. I use my opposite foot, and I hook in right here. I pull this down, and I lift. Last one from here is gonna be the slit choke. So what I do is I push this one down. He's gonna roll that way. So as I push this, I slide up, just like this. So now I'm on the side. This hand is gonna come underneath, and I grab the gi, the lapel, right in the collar. Okay, so I'm coming under, and I'm grabbing the opposite side, so I'm grabbing the one that's on top. I grab this one right here. Now all I have to do is take my hand, I put it behind his neck, I lean in, and I straighten. Another beautiful thing from here is I can come here, and now I can step over and come right back to my armbar. 3 attacks. All right, so from here, he has the grips. I want to try to peel these off. This is going to be your first one. This one goes over just like this. I want to pull this down, and I never want to go into his choke, all right? I'm just like this. I want to push myself back. Now I'm going to come down to the side. Once I'm here, I have to get out from between his knees. I turn my hips, and now I'm laying actually physically on his leg. This hand that's on the same side as the choke, this elbow is going to pull down. So as I'm pulling my elbow down, I move my hips, so now my elbow's in front. If he tries to follow me, I have a block here. I can step off of his leg, and I can slide up. Now I can get on top. So that's going to be my first escape. Next one from here is going to be the trap door. So I'm in this position, I do the same thing. I come down, now watch. I step, and I pull down again, all right? So that's going to be the theme of this. I'm going all the way down. So I go, and I move. Now from here, I got to watch this arm from getting arm barred. So what I like to do is with this, I get my grip, and I cut over right on top. So now I'm laying on his leg. Now I can work up and start going to pass, but I'm literally trying to go out from under. My last one from here is like the caveman club escape. I'm going to take this arm that's on top. I take this, I lift it over, and I put it here. Your probability from getting an armbar from here is kind of low, but it still is. Now watch from here. I'm holding, okay? My bottom hand is going to reach up, and I got to find his head right here. Now I reach up with both hands. I turn down to the side. I pull this in, and I step my top leg, and I pull myself all the way out. 3 escapes from back. Let's do some attacks from back. So now I'm here. I have my hooks in, okay? No crossing the feet, all right? The only time this is acceptable is if I can put both of my hands in the back of his head so he can't footlock me, all right? I'm here, I have a seatbelt grip. I'm gonna show you a series of gi chokes. So the first one I do is I open this up here, I get my grip, okay? This hand comes underneath and I pull this down. I pull this one down and this one across. Now I don't separate, I stay tight and I pull this one through. If this one fails you, I can grab the back of his neck and I can choke from here. If this one fails you, I can step out and step here. This hand comes down, I get my grip, and I slide my knee up in front, and now I can pull. Pick a gi choke. A lot of them work. Now from here, watch from here. This is going to be my choking arm. This one comes here. I lift this hand up. I grab his forehead. I lift up, and I line up my elbow with his chin. My right hand is going to grab my left shoulder, and my left elbow comes on top of his. The back of my hand slides here, and now I'm not trying to arch. I'm just squeezing right here. That's going to be my rear naked choke. Last attack is here. This one comes across. I grab this. Now when he reaches up to pull this down, this one is going to come up. Watch. I step. I step. Now this hand that was going to choke slides in front, and I push his face as I hook this with my foot, and I come back to an armbar. 3 attacks from the back. I explained the branch off system. So from guard, now we go to half guard. So instead of having both of my legs wrapped around, you need to be able to demonstrate this. So then we come inside my half guard. So instead of having both of my legs wrapped around his body, I have both of my legs wrapped here. So I do like almost like a figure 4. My leg that's underneath him cuts across, and this one cuts over. I want to get an underhook, meaning I want to hook my arm underneath his. So if it's here, it's over his arm. I want to be under, and I want to be up, actually on my forearm from right here. Okay, so this is the half guard position. Next, from here, there's going to be knee on stomach. So we go from side control from guard as we run our curriculum, and now we go knee on stomach. So from here, I quite literally bring my knee up, it comes across, and now we're here, which you learned in all your fundamental movements. Okay, from mount position, now we come to north-south. Will you spin right here? So instead of me having my hips over here, I want to have my chest in this position, but instead of my hips over his belt, now they're over in this position. Now I can start to hook the arms and attack from here. So this is north-south position. And then last is going to be turtle. So we go turtle position, please, face the camera. Perfect. Now, see where we're at right here? I can be here, or I can be here. So now this is the turtle position. His elbows are in tight, and he's protecting himself, just like this. So this is the turtle, and see how they all branch off together? So from back position, we go turtle. From the mount position, we went north-south. From side control, knee on stomach, and from full guard to half guard. Let me give you some different options from half guard. So these are going to be, I wouldn't necessarily call it a sweep, but just better your position from half guard. So half guard, as I said, is literally half of a full guard. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can lock your legs like this, where the leg that's on bottom between the legs crosses over, and then this one comes over top, and I lock, or you can slide it up. So I like to go from here, and I slide my foot up, and now I'm touching the bottom part of my foot to the top part of my foot right at the end. So like the ball of my foot goes on top of the knuckles of this foot, and I drop this knee in front on this hip. So now I have like a barrier between us, all right? So the goal here is I want to get up on my elbow, and I want this underhook right here. So I don't want him to be under my arm. I want to be underneath his. So in the worst case scenario, you need to get to this position. The first one I'm going to show you works just fine if you're here, all right? And you're actually a little bit tighter. What I'm going to do is I hug onto him, and I put my hand in the ground. Now, from this underhook right here, I step out, and now this bottom leg is gonna sit through, just like this. The other thing you can do is hook this foot over. So remember, I'm here, I can hook like this. Now, as I stand up like this, I can sweep and drop my head out, and now start to work to get it on the back. So that's standing up in base. Angle. The next one's actually going to be a full roll through sweep, so I'm trying to hug the leg. So I'm in this position just like this, and it's in front. I have my underhook. I want to grab this leg that's under. So how I'm going to do it is I take my bottom hand and I shoot it underneath. So I actually get like a scoop, and I'm trying to go underneath the ankle, or I can go over top. I like to cradle the entire leg though. So from here, I take this hand and I shoot it all the way underneath, and I'm gripping this up like this. Now I'm coming into him, he pushes back into me, and I roll all the way through, and I'm holding this leg right here. That's the cradle. So it's over top. So that's going to be your second. And then your third, this one's pretty cool. We'll change the angle. We'll go here. Now, this one is if you were fighting somebody or grappling with somebody that's like big and strong and they have a good base, you're going to step up with your left foot. Perfect. So this one comes up like this. What I want to do, the one that's on his back comes through and it dives underneath here, and I follow with my head. So he steps up because he wants to maybe start punching or something. I slip underneath. So this hand comes through. Now watch what I do. He has a good strong base. I have to move my body around him. I'm not trying to throw him off. I rock up from here, and now I'm up in this position, or I'm on the back. So those are 3 different ways to better your position from half guard. All right, I want to give you some different options now. So I'm thinking about half guard. I want to try to get to a more dominant position. So I'm going to start by going to mount. This one's really, really aggressive, all right? I promise I'll only do it hard once, okay? So remember, his goal from here is get an underhook. My goal is I want to overhook like that. So he has his underhook, totally fine. Now I'm under from here. Watch what I do. I grab the wrist and I pull this through. So now I have him flat. I'm holding this nice and tight. I'm taking the top of my head and I'm posting really, really heavy. His legs are locked. I want to get up on my toes like I'm going to do like a down dog if I was doing yoga. All right, so my head's now pushing his jaw, and I'm coming all the way up top like this. I take this foot and I'm going to put it right on top, and I pull out. Right to mount position, all right? This one you won't make a lot of friends doing, but really, really good, all right? This next one from here is going to be like a transition where I'm going to pull my leg out with a reverse step. So what I do is the same concept. I'm on top here. I want to pull this down. Now this elbow is going to come over top his body, just like this, and I'm sitting through, all right? So now my knee is going to be up. What I want to do with my right hand is come under, and I grip this, and I open it up. I'm taking this leg, and I'm sitting through, and I slide, and I put it down. It's another way that you can get out of the half guard. And the last one is going to be the reverse step over. So I'm getting caught in this position here, all right? This one is, if all else fails, give this one a try. I do the same thing. Up on your elbow, please. I get the grip, and I take this. I pull this down, and I'm holding. Now I take my elbow. I want to put this right here. I don't want to give my back, but I want to step all the way over top, just like this. So now I have his head. Now from here, if he tries to bring this knee up, I can post on it. And with this foot, I'm posting, and now I can slide my legs out. Right here to a more dominant position. These are some attacks where if you're stuck in half guard, you can use them quite easily. So, like I said, your leg is totally trapped up in this and you can't get out. Even if this is up front here, this is stuff that you can do. So my goal for the first one, I call it the wrap choke. So I want to take my hand that's on the opposite side of the one that's trapped. And what I do from here is I put my elbow over and I straighten my hand and I come all the way underneath. Now what I'm doing is when I wrap this, I'm trying to get his gi. So if you're me, I like to come around like this and I grab this guillotine choke right here. And what I'm trying to do is actually grab my own lapel on this side. So there's 2 ways you can do it. I can come here and then I push this one down and I grip. All I have to do from here is arch. Pretty tight, huh? Good. It's terrible. This was done to me many times. I had to learn it. The next one you can do is actually grab their own lapel. So I'm grabbing here, and now I come here and I push the head down into this position, and I come on top here. So if he tries to sweep me, I'm in this position where I have my submission, all right? Next one would be a Kimura, so same thing works here. They have the underhook like this, I come up, I grab, and I get my lock just like this. I'm literally just pushing down. Your Kimura is everywhere, all right? The last one will be the knee bar. Can't believe I almost forgot the knee bar. This one's really, really good. So I'm actually gonna be attacking this far one, so you can either slide this knee over or you can backstep. I'll show you both. So I literally take this knee and I slide right over top, and it's literally here waiting for me. So from here, I sit down and I sit right on top. I want to fall to his side and I wrap my legs from here. I can arch back for my knee bar. The other way I can set it up is I'm here. Good, now I back step, so I do the same thing. I put this down and I step over. Now I'm on top. I fall down on top of his leg and I lock this up. I can finish here, or I can swim in front and finish in here. Different options for half guard. Knee on stomach escapes. Make sure you pay attention, all right? So from here, I'm gonna do a hip escape. Now it's not gonna work if I actually post, because then my arm's gonna be exposed. My elbows are in, I'm taking my feet and I'm putting them a little bit to the side. So I lift my hips and I turn out like this. So even if he follows me, like I said, I don't want to turn in and try to move because I'm exposing myself. I put my feet to the side and I move, so I'm going out from underneath his knee, and I do it 2 or 3 times, and now I'm moving like this where I can get this up. Okay, one more time. So I'm here, try to follow. So if I move, he follows with me. I need to move and move my hips. So as I grip these, I move these out like this, and now I get my knee in front so I can work back to my guard. Number 2, let's go this way so they can see the grip. So from here, you gotta be really careful with your elbow placement, all right? Not hands, but elbows. So I don't wanna reach big ones out here because they'll take that hook, okay? Take this hand. I wanna try to get this belt just like that. Remember, I'm not up. My elbow's in, and I'm grabbing this. This hand is gonna come underneath, and I hook this foot just like this. I'm gonna pull the foot, and I'm gonna push right here. So I move my hips, and this takes them right out from under. I come right up, and now I'm on top. I do the same exact grip, except with a roll through for the number 3. So from here, I get my grip, and I come underneath and I hit right here. Okay, so hip escaping isn't working. I'm really struggling. I try to take him back, he leans forward, and I just pull, and I roll right here to get on top. Let me show you some attacks from the knee on stomach position. So if you're being nice to your partner, you can have your shin all the way across here. If you're not being nice, you could put the middle of your knee right on their sole. The sole is connected here, all right? Oh, big difference, yes? Okay, so a couple different variations from here are gonna be 2 arm bars and 1 choke. What I notice big time, when this is here, the hands will come to this knee. So when I'm like this is the arm I want. I come underneath and I hook this up. So I have a hook grip. I push his face down to the ground and I'm stepping over. So this one's coming here and I cut the angle. My goal is to get my foot next to his head. So I come here and I slide down. I take this arm bar. It's a really, really quick arm bar. Next one from here, same thing. I'm on top. I grab this sleeve and I pull it up. I take this knee and I step it right up. So my foot, like the arch of my foot on the top, is right here in his armpit. I have this, I step over and I fall back for a really, really short shot arm bar, and it's really, really tight. And the last one, just like this, I take a baseball bat grip. So literally, like I'm swinging a bat, I'm holding this right here. My right hand is gonna come down. I get my grip, my left thumb comes inside like this. Now, I don't wanna just fall. I wanna take the knee that was on his stomach and I cut it over. So it's over his arm so he can't defend. He tries to follow and I just rip this one down. And that's gonna be my choke, and I pinch the 2 together. 3 attacks. Escapes from north-south position. Number 1 is going to be the bridge, and I'm going to do a hip escape. So from here, he has both of my arms strapped in this position. My hands hit his hips, and I want to bridge and push. So I don't want to bridge and then straighten my arms. I want to bridge and push myself away so I have some a little bit of space. Now when I'm here, I drop down to one side, and I'm bringing this knee all the way in. So I make the space, this knee comes in, and I push myself out. And now I can come from here, right back to my guard position. Number 2 is the same thing, but with a pendulum. So I'm stuck here, I bridge and push, I lift my legs up, and I come down and I throw them. If you have to do it in like 3 movements, it's fine, but my goal is to come up, and as I take this one, I throw my legs down and I move. So as this comes down, see how it's like, it's momentum based. Now from here, I go back to my guard. And the last one, I'm gonna do a little bit of a back take. So I'm just like this, his head's down to the side. If his head's not down to the side, it probably won't work. I do the same thing, I bridge and I move out from here. Now, I rock back with my feet. So if I'm stuck like this, it will not work. I have to have space, and I come up so my feet are upside down. I'll grab one foot and I'm gonna pull it inside. So now I have a hook from here. I take this foot, I pull it inside. So now I have 2 hooks in. My hands are free. I extend my legs, and I come up from here. If you only get halfway out, hug my head, hug my head. From here, you have this one out now, and you can fall off to the side and then start working your guard from here. All right, the first one's gonna be some escapes from north-south position. I wanna start out with doing 2 different chokes, and then I'm gonna give you an arm lock that you can look for, and you can set up many different things from it. So what I'm going for right here to start is gonna be called paper cutter choke. I wanna take my arms and I want them both over his. So if his hands are in and they're really tight like this, I wanna throw my elbow over top of his. Now when I throw it over top, I'm actually trying to grab the back of his gi. So let's do this. Go ahead and sit up real quick. So see where I'm at? It's like I'm grabbing this like I'm gonna do a chin up. The higher I can get in here, the better. It might be over here, all right? But this is also acceptable. This is my goal. This is acceptable. So I get my grip just like this, and I'm over top. So I showed you. I reach over, and I'm reaching underneath, and I'm grabbing the gi. Now, as I start to circle, I don't want any interference from the hands. So what I want to do is put my head down, and I put my thumb right inside here. So I get my grip, I start turning to the outside. Now I'm putting my elbow down and I'm pulling through. So my left elbow goes down, my right hand pulls, and that's gonna be my paper cutter choke. The next variation is from the same thing. I wrap this up. Now this one is gonna come underneath the head. I use my right hand and I'm physically pushing his face through. So I make a fist and I'm pushing the head over. So I'm here, this comes over, I hug the neck. Now I start to settle back. Just like this. This one comes underneath, pushes the head. So now I have no arms. So see, will you put your arms straight up to show? See, I have no arm trap. I'm just isolating to the head right here. So now go ahead and bring your hands back down like if you were to defend. I'm gripping an S grip. I'll show you the grip. I hold it right here. I drop my head, and I literally just squeeze. Python choke. So my grip is here, making an S, and I'm getting his head in this pocket. So his head's down here. His neck and his throat, esophagus are right here, and I'm pulling this down. It's Python choke. Last one's gonna be armbar. So from here I do the same thing. I throw this over and I try to get this grip. Now I'm walking to the side and I'm rolling this up on the side. So now I have him from this angle. I do like a cross grip here, or I can grab like I'm gonna do a Kimura. I step over the head, I pull this in, now I lift my knee and I fall back. I throw this here, so you can take your arm bar from the... All right, now turtle escapes. His right arm is going to be around my neck right here, and his left arm is going to be around this arm. So now he's got a hug just like this. First one's going to be our pizza roll. So what I'm going to do from here is this is over my right side of my neck. I reach up, I grab his elbow. My right hand's posted. I step up. Now I'm sitting through just like this. I'm punching my right hand up, and I'm throwing over here. So I have this locked on. I dump down to the side, he stays in his base. I keep coming here, I grab his neck, and now I come out the front. Now I can work on coming back or go from attacks from the front. Next one, fat man roll. So from here I have the same thing going on. Now I have to trap an arm and roll. I'm going to take the opposite one. So instead of me reaching up and grabbing this elbow, I want to actually come down and I try to grab his wrist. I want to get his elbow under mine. So from here I need to grab, and I step up, I do the same thing. I adjust my body. So I go to my butt just for a second. I pinch his elbow down. Now I dive roll all the way under. Right from here. I reach up and grab, and I come from this position. Also works from the front. So Mr. Steve, put you right here. So if you have someone that you shot a takedown and they hug both of your arms, I do the same thing. I reach up, I grab, I step, and then I roll all the way under from here. Now I want to hold, and I come over top, right from here. Now I'm on top. Last one, torpedo roll. This one I'm going to get some distance on. All right, so we're here. He's got his grip, okay? I have to go, and I got to go now. I'm here, I get up on both of my feet. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to push off of one, and then I kick with the other. So I come up, and I kick. So I'm here, up, now I'm here. Right on top. 3 escapes. Attacks from turtle position. So my first one from here is I want to get my grip, and I want to get it actually on his lapels. Let's turn this way. So watch what I'm going to do from here. Will you sit up on your knees real quick? So the grip I'm looking for, this is going to be my choking hand. Whatever side is on the same side of him, this is my choking hand. So I'm coming underneath and grabbing his lapel. So as he comes down from here, my other hand comes underneath and grabs his opposite lapel. Let's come up. So from here, I have my grip. This one comes under. And now I have this one over here now. So this one comes across, this one comes down. We're in this position, okay? Now I have my 2 grips from here. I want to slide my back knee up in front. So from here, no choke. But if I get this knee and this hip over his shoulder, I do. So I have my grip right here. I sit this one in front and I just start to walk. Really quick submission. Next one is going to be the same thing. Let's go over here just a little bit. Crucifix. Do the same thing, okay? I take this hand, come underneath, I get my grip. Now watch what I'm going to do. Before I reach through, I step this one up. He takes this, awesome. If he doesn't, let's go back. So you're in this position. I want to push into him and I lift his face. This one's going to come through and I hook his arm. So if he gives it to me or not, I can take it. My legs are locked and I'm going to roll over my right shoulder. As I roll through, now I'm in this position. This is called the crucifix. This hand never let go. This one that was here that I did the rollover comes to the back. I grab my forearm, I pin these down, and I pull this. It's going to be my choke. My last one from here, turtle from the front. I'm here. I want to lift his chin up. So with my left hand, I reach in, I grab his chin, I lift it up. Right arm comes around. I can grab my own gi, or I just lock this in from here. I lift him up. Now, I push my knees. I come up and I fall back, locking right to a guillotine. So your blue belt qualification, the biggest thing that we're looking for is to see that you understand fight simulation and you understand the self-defense. So knowing the technique is great, but I want to see how you apply the technique. So when it comes to the actual fight simulation, is going to have somebody that's using punches and strikes and simulating a really good bad guy that doesn't know jiu-jitsu, that's literally trying to punch, and you have to understand your self-defense, that you can protect yourself in that situation and not take any damage and control the distance and get yourself to a situation that where you can get out of it or that you can subdue the attacker. So that's what I'm really looking for the blue belt. The other thing is that you can roll with other blue belts and give them a competitive role. So where you go with someone that normally beats you all the time, can you then evolve yourself to where you are not beating them, but you are keeping up with them, or you are not, getting beat as bad. We don't want to compare ourselves to others. Comparison's the thief of joy. But I do want you to understand that you do have to evolve at a certain point, and you do want to improve. So you're working your movement drills, you understand your technique, you're putting things together, you understand leverage, your balance, your movement, you're putting everything together as one, and you're able to roll with your teammates for the sport of it and get your heart rate up and practice your moves under stress. But I said again, most importantly is going to be the self-defense. So if you can merge these two, understand your techniques, and have an arsenal of things that you've developed that work for you, that's what we're looking for in the